Step 1. Press and hold the release button to remove the brush roll cover assembly. Turn brush roll 1/4 turn clockwise and remove it. Step 2. Remove the 9 screws as indicated that are securing the base assembly. Remove the bottom plate. Step 3. Turn the machine right side up to remove the top cover by lifting up on the side opposite the foot pedal. Step 4. Depress the button at the bottom of the wand rest port and disconnect the power head hose assembly by pulling it straight out from the base assembly and set aside. Step 5. Remove the center wheel by lifting up and sliding the wheel off the pivot rod. Step 6. With the machine right side up, remove the front and side rubber bumpers by pulling them straight up. Step 7. Remove the small RPM sensor control board at the front right of the base by removing the single screw. Lift straight up to remove. Do not lift by the wires. Caution: use care when handling the circuit board to avoid static discharge damage or other damage. Step 8. After the RPM sensor control board is lifted up, remove the LED light strip by lifting straight up. Do not lift by the wires. A thin, clear anti-static shield will come with the light strip, along with the clear front light lens. Step 9. Remove the brush roll release button by lifting straight up. Note how these springs attach so you can properly reassemble later. Caution: do not lose the 2 attached springs. Step 10. Remove the main control board by removing the 2 screws indicated. Before removing the board, observe the wire routing so you'll be able to properly reroute the wires later. Caution: use care when handling the circuit board to avoid static discharge damage or other damage. Step 11. Lift up gently on the main control board to remove. Step 12. Remove the 2 clutch assembly screws indicated to disconnect the clutch assembly. Step 13. Lift the clutch assembly up and tilt to loosen the belt and slide it off the pulley. Step 14. Remove the 4 intermediate pulley screws as indicated. Remove the intermediate pulley assembly by lifting it straight up. Step 15. Remove the 2 screws indicated and remove the front plate by sliding it down from the bottom of the unit. Step 16. With the underside of the vacuum facing upward, remove the 3 rug guards by gently pulling each straight upward. Step 17. With the vacuum right side up, tilt the filter bag housing backward and remove the 4 screws, 2 on either side of the housing, and 2 brackets, 1 on each side. Step 18. Lift up on the bag housing and slide the belt off of the motor pulley. Step 19. Using a screwdriver, gently remove the spring and remove the pivot rod by sliding it out of the molded holding loops. Pay attention to the position of this spring so that it can be properly reassembled later. To reassemble the components in the reverse order of disassembly. Insert the 3 rug guards into their corresponding holes on the new base assembly. Reinsert the pivot rod into molded holding loops and attach the spring. Lift the bag housing and reattach the belt back over the motor housing pulley. Reattach the brackets on both sides of the bag housing using 4 screws. Reattach the front plate with the 2 screws. Reinstall belts on the motor and intermediate pulleys, and then reconnect the intermediate pulley assembly with the 4 screws. Slide the belt onto the clutch assembly pulley and reattach with the 2 screws. Route the wiring through the slots, ensuring the wires are below the top of the plastic slots and are not pinched during reassembly. Reattach the main control board with the 2 screws. Reattach the brush roll release button. Reinsert the LED light strip and anti-static shield into the front base area slots. Use the short screw to reattach the RPM sensor control board. Reattach the front and side bumpers and front light lens. Reconnect the power head hose assembly into both the base assembly and the wand rest port, where the button release is located. To reinstall the top cover, insert the back edge of the top cover under the foot pedal. Align the edge with the slot in the rubber bumper and ensure the brush roll release button aligns with the hole in the top cover. Press straight down to secure. On the bottom of the unit, lift up the center wheel pivot rod and slide the center wheel back on. Secure the top cover to the base assembly with the 5 screws. Reattach the bottom plate using the 4 screws. Insert the brush roll, turning counterclockwise a quarter turn. Depress the release button and reattach the brush roll cover assembly. When reassembly is complete and all covers and the brush roll are in place, turn the vacuum on and check that it performs properly. Check that the brush roll is turning, that you have vacuum suction, and that the LED lights are displaying.